Hey guys, it's Target Cyclone FPV, and I'll tell you what. You know me when I do RMAs, right? I like to open them in front of you as I'm doing them. But here's the deal. I'm going to show you what I'm working on right now. And I actually did. I did a first part of this video, but I kind of got to be so angry at what I was doing that I just don't think it's appropriate to post the video. So I decided to stop with 34 minutes into it. I'm like, that's it. I don't want to come across this way. So I have had time to calm down. So I'm going to present it to you properly, okay? So here's the deal. I had a guy send me, and you're just going to have to trust me on this one because I'm going to save the old video just so you can see that what happened if anybody ever questions it. But here's the deal. I had a gentleman buy 2 of these boards, right? These are the JHEMCU F4s, and he bought 3, okay? 3 of them, all right? And he opened these 2, and he's like, I'm so upset, 2 of these boards don't work. I'm not even going to bother with the 3rd one because the 2 are broken DOA. And I'm like, I don't think that's possible, right? I really don't. But he insists, and I don't have time to just argue with people, so I'm like, fine, send them in for an RMA. Right off the bat, I can tell you that the gentleman didn't pay attention to the wiring harness whatsoever, and it's pretty clear on that. But what's more concerning than that is, first of all, I didn't get all my rubber pieces back. So, sir, these are going back to you, and you gotta use your standoffs. But here's what's concerning. We're going to take this one, for example. Here's the description he said. He said, when I plug this in, only 2 motors spin. Okay, so here's something to think about. If somebody tells me when I plug in my flight controller to my ESC and I try to run the motors, only 2 motors run, the first thing that tells me is your firmware is wrong because it is notorious, for example, that people think that F4 firmware can be F4 from anybody, and it's not. You need to follow at least your best. You need to try to find the target for that board. So how do you do that, right? Well, here, just so that you know, if you want to know the target for your board, before you do anything to your board, when you plug it in like here, right? Let me just show you. I've got Beta Flight pulled up here. So I'm going to take this board, and I don't know which one I'm starting with first, but you know what? I'm going to take the new one. Okay? So this is the new one, all right? And here, let me do like this. So I will do this, and this. All right. So this is the new one that he didn't want to even try because the other 2 were bad, right? Whatever. So check this out. This is something that's going to help you. Plug in your USB, okay? And before you go goofing around with the thing, connect to it, go to your CLI, and do this. Just go to CLI and type the word version and hit enter. Boom. There's your target. Omnibus F4 SD. Pretty simple stuff, right? Wrong, because people don't do it. So what do? They go throw firmware that they just think, oh, it says F4, I'm going to do that. Okay, well, that's not how it works, guys, right? And a lot of you know that already, but some of you clearly don't. So let's just see. Give me a second now, and I'm going to disconnect here. Sorry, I unplugged it already. Let me see, because I had 2 boards, and I've already done one, but I'm going to show you what he did on the other one. So let me just see this real quickly. Let's go to ports. Okay, so let's go to CLI and let's see what the target is on this one. Now, if it's the one I've already done, then it'll be correct, but let's just type version. Okay? All right. So, no, it's not. He said, hey, you know what? It says Beta Flight on the outside, so it must be Beta Flight. So I'm going to disregard what was on the target, right? What is the new one? And I'm just going to go ahead and load what I think is Beta Flight, right? Well, when you do that, only 2 motors work. Let me show you. So let's get down to the table here real quickly. And I'm going to put the Beta Flight in the top corner now. And we're just going to disconnect. And we're going to reconnect. Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. Excuse me, guys. I do have to take this. All right, guys. Sorry about that. So as I was saying, I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. I'm going to plug this into the ESC right here. Okay? Now watch. I'm going to turn it on. Now check this out. I'm going to go and I'm going to open BL Heli. And I'm going to tell it to read the setup. Whoops, I forgot. I disconnected here incorrectly. So let's cancel. I'm going to cancel. Let me close it real quick. I forgot. I just kind of unplugged it. I had it in last. I'm going to open BL Heli now. Okay? And here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a read setup. Oh my gosh. We don't have but 1 motor showing up now. I mean, this is just stupid, right? So here's the problem. Okay? Problem is and let me try another read setup here. Let's see if I can get 2 motors. No, I still can't get 2 motors. Okay, so check this out now. Watch what happens though, right? So let's just say now I go to my Beta Flight and I click Update Firmware, right? Now, he has Betaflight F4 on here for reasons I have no idea. But watch what happens when I plug in the brand new one. Okay, so I'm going to power off the ESC. I'm going to disconnect. I'm going to disconnect here. And I'm going to plug in a brand new one. Now watch. Check this out. Let's go ahead and swap screens so it's easy to read. And I'm going to click connect. Now watch what happens when I type version here. Ready? This is from the factory, a brand new board. Oh my God. The version is Omnibus F4 SD, not Betaflight F4. Where'd that come from? Have no idea. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect now. And out on a limb, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say, okay, cool. I'm going to take this. I'm going to plug this in. And I'm going to do a firmware update. I'm going to actually change it to the right firmware. Okay, so I'm going to find Omnibus F4 SD. And I'm going to click load the firmware. And I'm going to flash. We're going to let it sit a second. And for the sake of testing the motors, let me see, let me just do it like this. All right, while that's loading, for the sake of testing the motors, I'm just going to use one shot, 125. I don't care what you use, but I'm just going to set this up real quickly so I can test them very quick. And first thing we want to do is just get into BL Heli and watch what happens when we load the right firmware. All of a sudden, you're going to see 4 motors show up. Okay, that's the most important thing. Is look, you know, if you go and you flash it with your own firmware, now I know for a fact it didn't come with Betaflight F4 on there because this is the third of the 3 that he got, and this one had been sealed. I opened this one and I decided to look at it. I've got 150 of these in stock, and I could pull all of them and they'll all show the same thing. All right, so all right, this is done now. So let's go back, and I'm just going to leave the screen like this now, and I'm going to click connect so we can apply our defaults. Okay, and I'm going to click connect again. And I'm going to go ahead, calibrate, and reset. And then let's go to configuration. We'll set it for 1shot125. Click save and reboot. Okay? Now, I guess I will swap the screens here so that you can see BL Heli. So let's go to BL Heli. Ready? Read setup. Oh, my God, hold on. I forgot to turn the power on. My bad. Power's on. Now read setup. Holy crap. And there you go. So you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. It is not a bad flight controller. It is bad firmware that's on the flight controller, okay? But let's just play a little bit here. Hey, it looks cool, great, okay. Just click okay, let's disconnect. I'm not even gonna flash the ESC. Now I'm just gonna go over and connect here, and I'm going to go to my motors tab, and I'm going to start trying to run these motors, okay? Now, I don't know if these motors are good or not, so let's just hope that they are for the time being. So I'm going to try motor 1. There it goes. Motor 1's moving. Let's try motor 2. Motor 2 is moving. Let's try motor 3. Motor 3 is spinning. And let's try motor 4. Motor 4 spins. Guys, we have 4 working motors, okay? And the gentleman said that only 2 worked. There's nothing wrong with this flight controller, all right? Let's go. So, sorry, I had to cut the video because I had a call come in. I apologize about that. Golly, it's getting dark out here. I think we've got a storm coming in. Anyway, so the point being here, guys, is that you have to actually take your time, do your due diligence, and just try to understand that what you're working with, it's not necessarily, don't blame the equipment when it fails, right? You need to look at things more and ask questions, you know, and see. I mean, this is kind of an absurd situation. In either case, so I hope that helps, guys. So in this case, the RMA, both boards are good. They just have the wrong firmware on them, and therefore the motors run fine when they work, okay? We'll talk to you soon, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can always go to our Cyclone FPV page on Facebook, and then, as always, please join or subscribe to our Cyclone FPV YouTube channel, all right? youtube.com/Cyclone FPV. Otherwise, God bless, be safe, guys, and most of all, go spend time with your family. You never know how much time you have left. Please make the most of it. My son was sick today. I didn't get to see him, unfortunately. I would have liked to have taken him to the doctor, but yeah, the rules are the rules. Hope he's doing well. I'm going to try to reach out to him in a little bit. My prayers are to you guys, though, as well. Hope you all are doing well, and you can always fly another time. Talk to you soon. Peace.